Good morning.
Good morning.
Just cover up her face, why don't you? How are you, Sky?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you hanging out for the summer still? You enjoying your summer?
I am, but I gotta go back to school this Friday.
Oh, man. Already?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a bummer. Are you a little bit
Yes.
excited?
I am. I'm excited to see my teachers.
Yeah.
To see who my teacher is.
Oh, you don't
But
know yet, huh? You don't know who
I
your
don't know
teacher.
yet. Wednesday's open house. So,
Oh, so that's when you find out?
yes, ma'am.
And you have one teacher for the whole day?
Well, we do switch to science and social studies. So,
Okay.
we have 2 or 3 different teachers. But
Okay.
I have the coolest book bag.
Let me see it. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Mom said it's fake leather.
But that's okay. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh,
See,
wow.
it's a button, and you pull these 2 tassels, and then it buttons up and down.
That's really
It
cool,
has
Sky.
zippers.
You're going to start a new fashion trend at your school, I think.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, everybody's going to come back home after that first day and they're going to say, I need to go out and get a new book bag. I saw a really cool book bag. I need to get a new one. Well, I'm so glad to see you. It was so nice to have you open the podcast this morning.
Well, thank you.
You have anything else you want to say to the crowd out there?
When's the next holiday? Happy Labor Day, people.
Oh, there you go. Happy Labor Day. That's right. That's coming up in another month.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have fun going back to school.
But thank you.
Okay. Let me know. You call me next weekend and let me know who your teachers are.
Okay. I love you.
Love you.
Tell the boys I said I love them.
I will. Make sure I let them know.
Okay.
Mwah.
Bye.
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 Okay.
Hello.
Hello. She's such a cutie.
Yes, go watch Netflix.
Oh my goodness.
It has been a long 3 weeks. Well, okay, so let's do like the podcasters who are professional. Let's pretend we're professional. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves and all of that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's start again. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. So good morning, everybody. We are the Periscoping Sisters. I'm Debbie, and I live in California.
And I'm Amy. I live in Georgia.
And we are sisters.
And we are sisters, and I'm going to
You're going to make an earthquake.
Now that I'm sitting in front of the camera, not Skyline, okay, I'm figuring it out. Okay, that is not what professional podcasters do. Okay, so we're not going to start all over.
No, but
again.
You're like.
Okay, but I think it's done. Isn't it done?
It's done. What do you have your thing balancing on?
I have it on this like arm thingy with a clasp. Instead of it like balancing on 2 pieces of candy, and the thing, if you hit you, it'll come forward and the whole thing will fall down. So I'm thinking the arm claw thingy is better.
And now that I see mine, I feel like I look really
It's balancing on 2 pieces of candy.
No, let me see if I can move my light a little bit.
Well, we have a beautiful sunny day here in Georgia.
Is that a little bit brighter?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Did you tell Did you tell the people behind the cameras to change the lighting?
Yes, I told them.
That all figured out already.
Producers, please adjust my lighting. My producers.
Who found them anyway?
I don't know.
We've got to fire them.
I know.
Okay, so since I was there 3 weeks ago, a lot has happened, and I just want to say first off, thank you so much, everybody, for the prayers and for the well wishes and the thoughts, because I have had, and actually, honestly, when I left California, I left my pain in California. I mean, it was a pretty excruciating trip, but we still had fun, and Debbie and Levi rubbing my cankles and trying to get through all that wonky back stuff. But
Yeah.
I left my pain in California and came home and decided that that was sort of a wake up call for feeling like I was old and needed to get myself back to feeling like every 48-year-old should feel. So I decided to go on the Jenny Craig diet without buying Jenny Craig food because Debbie's doing it. And I said, I'm not driving an hour and a half to the closest Jenny Craig
Yeah.
store. I can buy things at my own store. And so that's what I did 3 weeks ago.
Good for you. And how have you
So
felt the last 3 weeks?
I felt very, very good and wasn't really able to work out initially because I tried a couple times and my back was telling me don't do that. I did
Yeah.
follow up with a neurosurgeon a couple weeks ago and he said, you don't have any pain. I'm not sure why you don't have any pain. He came into the room and basically was ready to schedule surgery because
Oh
it's
my
not necessarily the bulging disc that causing me problems, but like a 1/4 inch size synovial cyst that's pushing on my L5S1 nerve root. So he says, and I said, do those things go away? And he said, well, I guess they could. You know, when you get the cyst on the thing, you take the family Bible, whap! That's how they fix them. Well, when
Yeah.
it's in your back, in the middle of your spinal column, you can't really do the whap of the family Bible. So,
I wonder if they could like do a syringe and like suck it
well,
out.
and it says it's not really, it's not like a little bag with water in it. It's sort of a viscous material. It's more like syrup, and it's, I mean, a
Yeah.
1/4 inch.
It's like
I
a
mean,
jelly. It's teeny
it's,
tiny, but
yeah, it's like a little tiny bean. But so I've just been doing what I know to do. I've been doing some back exercises. I'm finally being able to get on the treadmill 30, 40 minutes. I did 40 minutes this morning, every other day right now. So, and that with no more wine. I'm going to have to go through psychotherapy for giving up that. And no more eating out. Well, we did go to sushi. We had sushi and we went to our barbecue place last night, but I ate sensibly. So in just
that's
by
my
doing those
thing.
things,
You know, it's about balance. It's about
yeah,
changing the way you think about how you're feeding your body
yeah,
and just I mean if you do a crash diet and you do it really strict
it's
and you
never going to
try and
stick.
do it for day after day after day after you're
You're a
gonna
break.
you're gonna fall off of it. So if you just say, okay, well, I'm just gonna do it for a little while and every week I'm gonna do 1 or 2 meals where I'm gonna splurge a little bit. I'm gonna have the ice cream
Yeah,
cone when I feel like
one,
it.
two.
And
Yeah.
then the next day you get
Well,
back
if
on
that's
it
every
and
day, that's not good if you feel like it
no,
every day.
no,
But
but
honestly, the amount of money that Ronnie and I have saved just
Mhm.
not going out. I
It's a
mean, we probably
huge
went out 3 or 4 times a week.
yeah.
And honestly, the food that we're buying now is so much. I mean, I got a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. It was like $40. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a little haha on myself. Well, the second night I was in California, I was at Debbie's house, and that was when I finally weaned myself off the 3 weeks of prednisone that I had been on, thinking I was helping myself, and that's why I had cankles. Well, I peed like 6 times that night. I swear I felt like I was a 90-year-old, and maybe I should just, if it wasn't James's bed, I probably would have just laid in bed and just wet the whole pellet. You asked for a diaper because it hurt so bad to get up, but I had to pee so bad. It was like
Yeah.
every hour, every 2
You
hours I was
didn't tell
getting
me
up.
that.
I got up. Well, and then my cankles went away. It was just like I must have peed 3 gallons that night. So, since we're talking about peas and peas, let's talk about the other peas. So, I got these snap peas because Debbie's like, oh, you can buy snap peas. And she gave me a list of things. Okay, so I get home. Debbie's laughing already. And so, okay, do you have tissues? You need to hold your laughter until I show something. Hold on, I'm getting it ready.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm going to eat some snap peas because those, I've had them before. So I opened them up and I'm like, hang on a second. I'm like, are
Oh my
you
gosh.
kidding me?
Amy,
I
it's
said, no wonder. I said, no wonder people lose weight eating these. How are you? I mean, are you supposed to fill up on those? So I was telling Debbie, that was at night, and I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm gonna go. I don't know why they sell them in little bags like this. I mean, so then I called Debbie or text Debbie the next day. She's like, "You damn redneck! You're not supposed to take the peas out. You're supposed to eat the whole thing. It's not edamame. It's a snap pea."
I think I took a snapshot of that text exchange, and I will have to post
Oh
that.
my God. You need to. I was just like,
Take
no
the microphone
wonder.
a little bit, Amy.
I
Blowing me
said,
out.
no. I said, no wonder. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard. I was thinking, I didn't think I was a redneck.
But I think you need to come to California because the snap peas in California, the peas are
Are
actually
even bigger.
about the size of a pea, a little bit bigger than a normal pea
Not
size,
these here.
not that
Not these
little
here.
poor thing.
So
Are you sure
anyway.
you didn't buy snow peas?
Mm-mm.
It's snap peas?
They're called snap peas. I even got
Yeah.
the bag when you were telling me you're supposed to eat the whole damn thing. I went. She says, "Well, what kind of peas did you get?" I ran and got the bag. I said, "They're called snap peas." She says, "You ding dong, you don't take the peas out of there." So
Oh my
anyway, so
goodness.
really just completely changing my diet, drinking more water, and really not even doing that much exercise except for like a week ago. I just kind of started.
Yeah. Well,
I've
going out
lost
to eat, there's a lot
oh
of
yeah,
there's
a
a
lot of
lot of
wasted
extra
calories.
stuff in there that you don't need. It's not fresh,
So
it's not healthy.
you don't necessarily need Jenny Craig, and you don't necessarily need Nutrisystem, because I have lost in 3 weeks time 11.5 pounds.
Very good. Good for you.
See, that's all you need is a little love. And if you just eat snap peas and dig them out,
You'll be good
that
to
will get you
go.
through. Ding dong.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I actually made some notes.
Did
Let me
you?
put my granny glasses on. Okay. That darn thing on my head again. Okay. So do you have any notes? You probably don't have any notes.
I do. I have a couple notes of things that I wanted to make sure we didn't forget to talk about.
Okay. So should we do some like a little bit of admin stuff just at the very beginning, just to get that over with?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, we have a remember along going on for the month of July. And if it's okay with Debbie, and we have not discussed, we've been discussing for the last 20 minutes our issues with the computers and
Yes.
our FaceTime issues, but we hopefully got that figured out. And we are recording, Debbie, yes?
Yes, we are recording.
Okay, thank God.
And the video little icon is popped up. We are not
Okay,
just
perfect.
sound.
Okay, so we haven't discussed any of this except for right now. I think a couple people had asked. It's our Remember Along over in the Periscoping Sisters Ravelry group is any two-color accessory, and somebody asked if they could make a two-color bag because they crochet bags, and we're like, yeah, of course.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so I think we should, and it was to.
And I don't even think it needs to be two colors. It can be more than two colors. It can be multicolor.
Okay, do whatever you want. As long as you're thinking of somebody, whether they're past or not past, or thinking of your doggy who's laying next to you, you can enter anything you want in the Remember Along.
Multicolor. It can't just be one color.
Okay, multicolor. And I think we should, for those people who are doing maybe a baby sweater or a wrap, I think we should extend it through August.
That's fine with me.
Okay, through the end
Wonderful.
of August. So go over to the sisters group, Periscoping Sisters, Remember Along, and go for it and just post it in the there's only going to be one thread. Whether you finish or not, we're just going to pull a winner from that thread.
And I think we should pull a couple winners because I have a bunch of stuff that
we'll
have
pull a couple
been
winners.
saving up.
Yes.
Bag, a couple skeins of yarn,
Me too.
and stitch markers, and all kinds of stuff.
Me
so
too.
this will be our summer kind of blowout gifting thing.
Sounds good. And let's talk about Gabacorn.
I had her on the list too. You know, when Fiona sent her out, I don't recall whether the next person got her. So last night I sent a private message to the next person on the list after Fee.
Somebody in the U.S., I think, wasn't it?
I didn't look. I don't remember. I would guess maybe, but I haven't heard back from her yet. But And some people are so sweet. They've been reposting my post saying,
I
let's
know it's
find her. Let's find
like
her.
the missing persons. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who Gabacorn is, we'll just pretend people are new.
Okay.
Because there may be a new person who accidentally stumbled on, and then, like
They're like, what is that about?
I always say, welcome to the crazy train, and because it's just,
Are you
hold on a
looking
minute,
for a
let me
picture
find,
of Gabacorn?
yes, I'm looking for your picture. Hold on just a minute.
I probably
Of
can
course, I
get it
turned off.
quicker than you.
No, I got it. Haha.
Okay. There she is.
Okay, Gabacorn is our little fiber unicorn that
Abigail,
Andre Sunit's daughter, made over a year ago. She has been traveling the world since December of 2015
Yep.
with she's got a little notebook, and everybody who gets her puts their favorite yarn on her mane
Or her
and
tail.
and writes in the book why they like the yarn, what the yarn is,
What they used it
so
for.
what they used it for. So if you want to sign up, go over to the Periscoping Sisters. Make sure you put it in your will because you
It'll
may
be
not
5
get her
years
until
before she
before
gets
you get her. So if you are close to, 100 years old, you may want to let somebody know in the will if they with
And
this
I think we need
unicorn
to
what to
talk
do
to
with her.
Abigail, and maybe we need a Gabacorn Junior, Gabacorn 2, traveling kind of at the same
We talked
time.
about maybe a little dragon or something. It's
Yeah.
kind of similar effect that we can maybe start in the
I know. I'm
middle
not
of the
quite sure how we
list or
would manage. We would
something.
go maybe to the middle of
Yeah,
the list and we would break
because
it
that
up.
book is when we got her for and took her when I got her back for Rhinebeck last October, that book was
Getting
over half
full.
full. Yeah.
So another idea I had that would maybe make it easier to keep track of where she is once you get her, if you can go back to the thread and delete your post so that the people that haven't gotten her yet kind of come up to the
Come up
top,
to the front
to
of
the
the
front of the
thread.
line. That
That's a
might
good
help.
idea.
So if I don't want to go in
Maybe
there
we'll
willy
go.
nilly and just start deleting, unless, well, we know that Fiona got her, so everybody
Yeah,
ahead of Fiona we can delete.
delete.
I feel
And
bad for
really, what we're
deleting
doing. And
people, but still, they're in the book. Now
well,
they're in the book.
well, yeah, they're in the book, right? So,
Okay.
um, and we have a hashtag, the hashtag traveling fiber unicorn.
Mm-hmm. On
So when you
Instagram.
on Instagram, so if you hashtag the picture when you get her with where I mean everybody posts something with her with stuff in the background, whether they're in Paris or whether they're on their farm or whether they're wherever. So
Yeah.
then we can kind of keep track of the latest post so we know who has her most recently. That's kind of how we're keeping up.
Yeah. So we're
I
gonna put
like
good
your I
vibes
like
out
your
into the world. You like
you
my
got your pendant that we bought at at the
and
fair.
look what I found when we were in Cabo in Mexico. I found
Some silver
matching
hoops.
hoops and also
Hoops.
Larimar
What about the
earrings.
other ones? Oh, the other ones were smaller.
And they were turquoise. They were a
Turquoise.
different color blue. These are a much
Ah,
lighter blue.
okay.
So,
Very nice.
thank you.
Yay. So you went to Cabo
We went to Cabo and it was so nice. Oh my gosh.
week after my boys left there.
Yes. And the weather was warm and sunny and hot and humid. And we went to a couple different beaches. We attempted going fishing, but it was rough the day we went because of the
Oh, barf.
hurricane that was down there. So we didn't
Total
catch.
barf.
We only had a couple fish, little fish that the boys caught. I think we caught 3 fish. And it was funny because by the last day before we left, we could see right off of the coast of where our condo was, we could see the fish jumping out of the water and the people fishing out there.
Out of the water.
So we did not pick the right day to
Wasn't meant to
fish.
be. Apparently
But
not.
that's okay.
But
So
every
it
good
was
fisherman
wonderful.
would say every day's a good day to fish.
Yeah. So, but
Any
it was
day's better to fish than being at work.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But
It
it
looked
was it
beautiful.
was really nice trip, and just being
Yeah.
away and disconnected from work and all of that was great. So
That's good. Now that the Knitting Nana and Imagine Knits, I'm just saying, who has her own Instagram account now.
and her
You
own
have to rewind,
iPad.
and you have to rewind it to catch the name again. I'm just saying. I won't say it again, Mom, because I'm going to already be in trouble.
Yeah.
Let's show some fiber because, she says we get too chatty and we need to show
Yes.
fiber.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so do you have any finished objects?
I'm gonna show the finished object. I think I showed this last time, but since last time I was actually able with the prodding and pressing of my wonderful sister to get the pattern up on Ravelry. So this is my potato chip wrap.
Beautiful.
And this was knit in Candy Skein yarn. This is Candy Skein yarn, which is a beautiful variegated blue, tan, and rust. And then the 3 stripes, this one and this one are Anzula Luxury fibers that I had in my Random Act of Color. And this gray that's between the colors down here. It's a little bit hard to tell.
It looks like the variegated.
Yeah. And then this color was Zen Yarn Garden in their MCN.
Hold on just a minute. Mother's calling me.
Oh, she's not.
Hello?
She's going to love that you put this on the podcast.
Yes, I know it is because I saw it on my phone.
They're going to see something.
Did you want to FaceTime me at 1:15 today? Oh.
An email. She's trying to send you an email.
Okay, and that's fine. And if you had a smartphone, I can get emails on my phone. But when you have a flip top phone, you have to be near your computer. So it doesn't matter where I am. I'll get the email. Okay. Yes, I know. You've told me that. Right. So you got to get that fixed.
Right? We love our mama. She's such a good mama.
Yeah, so you're going to get that fixed. So if I get it, okay, I'll just send you a reply that I got it. Okay,
you need to tell her that we're recording or she's going to be upset with you.
Okay, love you.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
She's going to tell me afterwards. She's going to say, you should have cut that out. Why did you keep that in the podcast?
You can't hear her. She just wanted to make sure, so Debbie and I bought Mother an iPad. This is a woman that still has the flip top Verizon phone that they had to order for her because they don't even store them in the place anymore. So anyway, she got an iPad. We got her an iPad for her 75th birthday, which is next week.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that is like loving the thing, but they can't.
He's going to go take classes with it.
Yes, I know. So funny. So they have to set up the email and all this stuff. Okay. So back to normal scheduled programming, potato chip wrap.
So I finished this and it's so funny. I'll tell you a story. It was literally the night of 4th of July and we were leaving on the 8th of July, 4 days later on our trip to Cabo. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, I was thinking, what am I going to take to Cabo? What's going to be easy? I don't want to have to wrestle with a pattern and be thinking. I just want to have something that's really easy and calming and fun to knit. I said, I think I'm going to knit another potato chip wrap and I want to use some really cool, beautiful, bright colors. And I immediately thought of Lauren. So it was, I'm not kidding you. It was like 8 o'clock on 4th of July night. And I'm sending her an email through her website. Lauren, I really want to
leaving for vacation.
I'm leaving for
vacation.
You
to send me some yarn.
I really want to do this. Could you maybe, do you think we could pull it off? And she said, like not long after that, a half an hour, I get an email back and she said, hop on the website. I've got yarns in there. Tell me what you want. So I was like, oh my God. So anyway, long story short, she sent me the yarn and it got there on Thursday. What? I mean, 4th of July was like Tuesday. It was there.
Well, but she's in Vegas. So, I mean, you're on the same side.
So she was so sweet. And you guys have probably seen it all in my Instagram. But I decided to do another potato chip wrap. And I'll show it to you right now because... And I tried to get it finished last night. I tried to get it bound off.
I know. See, I was texting Debbie and she just dropped the hint. I'm trying to finish the potato chip wrap
Quit
for the
chatting with
podcast
me.
tomorrow. So I took that as a, okay, I won't text you again because it's really hard to text and knit at the same time.
I
If
have
you've ever
literally, you
tried it,
guys, I
try it.
have 4 rows to go.
Oh, Debbie,
But
so
look at this.
close.
She sent me this yarn, and
Of
it
course, it's all
is the
bunched up on
most
your needles.
gorgeous. Look at.
What colorway is that?
Um,
Oh, Debbie, look how pretty. Look at those speckles.
this is her Kiss a Wookie.
Kiss a Wookie.
That's the main color, and this color was the one that she designed for. What's the lady's name that used to play Princess Leia who passed away?
Oh, yeah. Carrie
That's who this
Fisher.
was.
Is that her name?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
this is her Fame colorway, and this is I have all the little tags in here. Hang on. Beauty School Dropout is the pink.
Right.
And then the purple, of course, is Blue Suede Shoes.
Ooh, that's coming up as dark blue. That doesn't look like blue suede shoes.
Well,
I've got blue suede shoes, but that's okay.
it is
looks
kind
like
of
navy. Oh, yeah, it is kind of a blue,
purpley
indigo color.
indigo blue.
Okay.
So literally, I have,
wow.
and then I'm using just a heritage cream undyed in between to make the colors pop as my in between color. And literally, I have 2 rows of this and 2 rows of the blue suede shoes, and I'm done.
So why didn't you get it done last night?
Because I ended up getting distracted, and Luke and James Sr. went to the gym, and James Jr. wanted to go out and do something, so I dropped my knitting and I went out with my older son on a date. Yeah, so we did that. But I'm almost done. Where'd you go? We went over to the Verizon store to get him a new screen cover, and then we
that's a nice date. Bob, you could take me out and buy me stuff?
It was
He's
my
going off to
suggestion.
college.
Yes, he needed a new screen cover.
That's sweet.
So
okay, so that one's not really a finished object, but that's very close to being a finished object.
Yeah, so this is what I knit on when we were in Cabo and we were in the condo in the evenings and stuff, and then on the traveling on the plane back and forth.
Very nice.
But I love it.
You like it the second time?
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I changed it up a little bit. I wanted to see if I could get, and I think I'm going to do it. I had Lauren send me 2 minis of the blue suede shoes because the rows are a lot longer, but I still have this much left, and I only have 2 rows to go. I think I'm going to make it. So this size that I made, which is much closer to the pattern than what this one was, you only need 1 20-gram mini for each color. I haven't weighed this one yet, but this one you need a little bit more because this one goes between all of the rows. So you need 1 full skein, 3 20-gram minis, and then 1 alternate skein that's probably about 30 or 40 grams, I think. So maybe 2.
And honestly, Debbie, I didn't even realize that you had a cream in between those rows. I thought it was just still Lauren's yarn, and you could do that.
That's what I did with this one.
Yeah.
I did that between this one, and this one, and then this is where I did the last color.
Yeah.
And this is
so
how
really,
much
3 20-gram minis and a full skein. You could do that whole thing.
Probably.
That's how much you have left.
That's how much I have left.
Wow. That's
so I'm really excited about it. I've had a few sales and it's gone, pretty good just from putting it on Instagram. But
I love it.
It's so easy. It's mostly seed stitch, some garter, and it's just really mindless. It's like a 2-row repeat, not even. This is like a 1-row repeat, and then this is just very simple.
Yeah. Like potato chips. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Keep going.
Okay,
wanting to eat more.
I finished a couple things. Okay, my Hoohooie.
Yes.
Which I didn't bring to California. I finished it, and I'm telling you what. You guys talk about plain yarn chicken. Okay, so we're gonna let me get the right size.
Oh my gosh, Amy! I saw your post on that. Oh, Aim! It's so pretty. I didn't know that had that lace panel in there.
Okay, so this is the first lace, and it's okay. Let's count on our fingers how many modifications Amy did to Hoohie's Hoohooie wrap. Okay. First, keep your fingers up. I did mine in worsted weight, and it's supposed to be fingering. Okay. I did mine in 2 color. It's supposed to be 3 color. I got tired of doing yarn over SSK along with the other yarn overs. So this section I just did knit two together yarn overs. Number 3. Okay. I had to modify. I modified, and I think I did too many rows of the purple lace after the fact. Okay, good. And I modified this last section here. Okay, and I modified the bind off. It's supposed to be picots all the way across. I did mine every 20. Can you guys see those? And the reason, thank God, I did every 20 because I literally have 15 inches left of this Madelinetosh.
Well,
I mean, not Madelinetosh, Malabrigo.
Malabrigo.
This was Malabrigo.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow. And I was looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, because picots, you got to cast on 2, cast off 2. So it takes a little bit. And so before you weave in your ends, you have a thing. I was thinking, okay, how many of those do I have?
Amy.
If I have to cut, well, I mean, look, 15 inches left. So
oh my gosh.
I was so lucky. But I think in the end, and I haven't blocked it yet.
It's really pretty, Aim. And it's not very deep,
tight up here though.
Yes, and let me say something about that, because on mine, when I knit mine, the potato chip wrap has the same kind of garter edge. I might do consciously just do those first 3 or 4 stitches really loose.
Didn't Mother tell us at some point if we ever did one like that again? Because what did she do? The 3 pips? Which one did she say was boring? The 3 pips? Is that boring? She said? She says it's a little boring for her. This is a woman. Okay, if you don't know the Knitting Nana, she knits lace cardigans. Yeah. So
all the time.
Of course, the 3 pips would be boring. But she said something about doing
You do a yarn over in between 1 or 2 of the stitches, and then when you come back, you drop those yarn overs, and it gives it more yarn.
I think I need to do that. So I'm going to block this.
It'll block out nicely, I'm sure.
And remember this. Oh,
and that was Rhinebeck yarn, right?
That was Rhinebeck yarn, and I still have this much left. This is Miss Babs Peak color.
Ooh, is that enough? Do you think to do like fingerless mitts or something?
Probably, most
or
likely,
a headband
for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be cute.
For Rhinebeck or EYF. Okay, so that's there. Okay. I have another finished object.
Let's see it.
The socks that I brought to California and was knitting the Afterthought everything.
Yes.
Socks.
Oh, yes. The Patton's Croy.
Right.
Oh, cute, Amy. Those turned out really cute. They're like mismatched Molly socks, huh?
Yep. And when I started decreasing every round, I just put the heel.
That's really cute. You did those Afterthought heel, right? Yeah, that's what you said.
I really like the Afterthought heel. My normal go-to is I have partridge heel with heel flap.
Yeah.
And this Afterthought heel, but I'm telling you what, this was a
problem.
Bitch. This Patton's Croy, do not cut Patton's Croy yarn. If I ever do Patton's Croy again, I will not do that everything.
Why?
It's because it's fuzzy. It's got multiple. It's just somebody else on Instagram said that was an issue too. And you know what? Guess what? I haven't even tried them on since my cankles are now no cankles.
You're saying when you pick out the stitches,
yes,
when you cut, it's hard to get them to come out?
It frayed because it was fuzzy, hairy. It would like separated.
Oh wow!
It was terrible. Let me see now with my.
I hope nobody from Patton's Croy is watching.
No, Patton's Croy is great, just not for everything. I mean, I'll never do Afterthought heels with them again.
It's a really workhorse yarn, though. It's really good for kids. Cute, Aim. And turn it to the side so I can see the heel. I'm sorry, you're that flexible. Do you feel like the Afterthought heel gives you enough depth for high-end step?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It really does. And of course, I made a little boo-boo on the one. And I was wondering why it was so hard to pull through because I I was snagging the stitches on the other side of the sock.
Ooh. Did you make a
No
hole?
wonder. No, thank God. But I did have to sew those in.
She pulls it up. She's
People
like,
are
look,
like,
I got heels on both sides of my sock because I cut all the way through.
okay, this is perfect. I mean, really, it's not tight or anything.
Good.
It's not tight or anything.
Very good.
And I'm so glad to, Debbie knows how excited I was to wake up the next morning and my ankles. I'm telling you, people that deal with swelling in their ankles or lymphedema, I have no idea. That drove me worse crazy than the severe back pain did.
That's so
Almost
uncomfortable.
that crazy. It was it was terrible. Okay, so what are you working on?
So I'm finishing up that potato chip wrap.
Yes.
And I'm having a little bit of this week coming back, re-entry into the real world was a little tough.
Sort of like when the space shuttle lands and everybody has to be like go through the bends, but which is different when you come out of space. It's like now you have to deal with gravity.
Yeah.
Totally. We've never been an astronaut, but I'm sure it was totally exactly the same as what Debbie goes through. Re-entry into her life.
Yes.
I am so glad I didn't have to do that.
And it was doubly hard because this week, was the anniversary of Wendy's birthday and her passing, and she would have been 50 this year. So the two of those happening coincidental in
You
the
didn't
same
think that
exact
through
week.
very well.
Let's just say I'm glad the week's over, and the project I'm working on is going through lots of changes and craziness, so that makes it even more difficult. But anyway, so my point in saying that,
okay, yes, your point in saying that
was that I had a hard time focusing on any one type of thing when I got back. This potato chip wrap would have been done the day after I got back had I just worked on it. But then, of course, I decided that I wanted to do a patch job on one of my pairs of jeans, and I started
you're
to
going
do
to show
some
that,
stitching. Right? I will. And, I was also trying to work on Luke's socks. So I'll show the socks I worked on while I was at Cabo for Luke. And, of course, this was the pair of dark gray that I bought the second ball to finish the foot because I knew I wouldn't have enough. And, of course, I left the two new gray balls of yarn at home and went to Cabo.
Way to go.
So I ended up just making it to the end of the heel on my Fish Lips Kiss heel with the gray. And then I picked up the new striping color of the Patton's Croy.
Debbie, that looks so good.
And so this is the other one. And so I'm doing these, if you notice what I'm doing these on.
On your 9-inch Cirques. How do you like them? You've got your Pop-Tart from Simpy Serving HK.
Sorry, and I'm like all twisted around with my yarn here.
Debbie usually uses magic loop 2 at a time. So she's switching over.
And I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this.
9-inch Cirque is what I use all the time for my socks.
I have to get this so that this is untangled around this charm. Lordy. Okay, there we go. Look at that cute little thing.
If you guys want some realistic, yummy, and not just food, all kinds of things, go over to Simpy Serving HK.
So
not self-serving HK, but Simpy Serving HK. Sorry, Lindsay. Last podcast I called it self-serving. Debbie says, "Well, that's not very Christian-like."
So that's Debbie, what those guys look like.
What made you think of that? Because it's like it's almost an exact diagonal from the heel to the top of the foot. It looks so good.
That's the way the Fish Lips Kiss heel works. You work the short rows.
I know it does, but what made you think of doing it in the foot part, the first half?
Because this is how much of the gray I had left, and I had no choice, and I just barely made it to halfway point in the heel.
Okay, we're going to cut that part out. What you're supposed to say is, because I am genius.
So smart.
Duh.
Yeah, no. But seriously, this is how much I had left of each of the gray.
So you said, well, I'll go halfway.
I'll see if I can make it halfway. I went halfway. Yeah. And then look, this is my little peanut butter jar.
I know, I got the jelly. So cute.
So these were the things that I took with me to the beaches and to the pool when we were at Cabo, because I figured these are for Luke. If they get a little sand in them, we'll just wash them up
That'll be
and
perfect for him.
they'll
He
be for
won't mind.
perfect. He'll have sand in his toes. So that's where I'm at with that.
Oh,
And
Debbie,
then,
the
of
colorway is
course,
so pretty.
even before I left to come home, I was kind of like, oh, these blues and dark grays and colors are kind of boring.
You need something bright.
So I had brought an extra skein with me.
If nobody knows Debbie, well, the socks behind you don't say, but Debbie usually knits a lot. You knit a lot of neutrals and things like that because
Yeah,
that's kind of what you wear to work. Okay, so what is that?
this is
Yumminess.
hedgehog fibers in one of their
The club
club
colorways. What do you got?
colorways. I don't remember what it was called. I don't have the tag with me here.
Popsicle.
But look,
I think
I
it's popsicle.
started one of Luli's socks.
Very. Oh, we're going to talk about Luli.
Okay.
That's
Isn't
one
it
of her
cute?
simple. Remind me what the patterns. Simply socks, right? It's a collection of patterns.
It's a
Simply
collection of
socks.
socks, and I think
There's
it is
4.
called
Simply socks.
Simple Sock Collection or something like that.
Simple sock.
And this is the one. It's not the ventilation sock. It's called sock with holes in it or something like that.
Yeah.
Sock with holes, and it's really
Cute.
cute.
Ooh, it's beautiful, Debbie.
But you know what the
Easy to memorize.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Once you get it, you don't have to, you can just read your knitting. You don't have to put it on. But I did a
Stretchy cast on.
cast,
Judy's
and
Magic
you know
cast
me,
on?
usually I do
It's
toe
cast off.
up, but I
Right.
had these
Oh.
needles with me and I said, okay, well,
Oh.
I'll just do a cuff down. So
What'd you think?
I like it, but why am I having such a hard time with these words? Slip knot cast on.
Oh.
And I love the edge. I don't know if you can see it.
It's almost like
It's almost like
reminds
there's
me of
no
that
edge.
rolled.
It just follows. And I love how it looks, but man, is it a bee to do.
What does that stand for, Debbie?
It takes forever for me to get all the knots on. And the first round, when you go around and knit that first round, it's like you want to stick a needle in your eye. But once you're done, it's beautiful.
Look how pretty it is.
Yeah.
Just like is it the Russian cast on? What's the one that's kind of rolled? People do at the bottom of the sweater.
Oh, that's
what do they call that? Eric's done it. Becky from Soprano Knits has done it.
I'll think of it. Let's move on.
Same thing.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of Luli, I'm glad you mentioned her name because I was going to mention her name anyway. Luli's got a shop, makes beautiful bags. A couple podcasts ago, I got an a private message from Lee saying, wouldn't it be really cool to do something like traveling socks? Not really traveling socks, but for 2 people to start a pair of socks, get to a certain point, then switch, and then finish your own socks. So we decided to do that.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you get yours?
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh.
I'm waiting. She's still working on mine because she had some other things to get off the needles. So I decided. She said she liked teals and pinks and peaches and oranges. So I dyed a yarn for her, and it looks like that.
Wow.
Bright orange. There's golds. And this really turned out more emerald than teal.
Right.
And I showed her, and she said, "Oh, that's fine." Well, I hope so. Okay, anyway. So I can't get them mixed up because, so we decided we wear the same size shoe. Perfect.
Uh-huh.
We decided to start top down.
Yes.
And do the heel and stop after the heel. So when I get my socks, all I have to do is finish the foot and do the toe. Same thing for her. Okay, so Lee, if you don't want to see your socks, look away.
You better look away if you're watching.
Yeah, because I haven't showed her. And the heel is one of Paper Dag's minis, which was perfect.
Perfect.
Here's the one.
Oh, Amy, that is so cool. I'm not going to describe it, but I love how that did that.
Yep.
I've never seen the combination of what's between those and that other.
This and this. Okay, so.
Do you remember how you dyed that?
Yes, I remember how I dyed it. So this is starting with the outside of the ball. now, and you know what?
Why did you switch?
Because I wanted her to be able to stay with the same.
Did you split
But
the skein?
no, I
No.
didn't split the skein. And they both fit me. I think I did this one on 1.5s and this next
Amy.
one on 2s. I can't remember. My chow goose looks so familiar, same, but they both fit. Okay, here's the other one. I said, I hope you like mismatched socks.
She's
Don't
gonna
laugh
say.
so hard. It's not that funny.
She's gonna
So
say.
this is the inside of the ball and this is the outside of the ball. But I think this might be 1.5.
It is. I can tell just by looking at it. I can tell the gauge. I'm sorry. I'm just being
Poop.
honest. Look at the
Can you?
gauge and look at them next to each other. You can tell. One is.
Okay, it's literally like 2 rows difference.
No, I'm saying not the size.
I
As
mean,
much
2
as
stitches
the look
difference.
of the stitches. Not the size, but the look of the stitches.
Lily's never going to do this with me again. She's going to say, this is crazy. She's going to send them back and say, knit them again because
No,
I am
she's
not
gonna
wearing.
every time she wears those socks, she's gonna think of that
She's going to
crazy
laugh her butt
girl
off.
in Georgia who she did that crazy thing with.
She can't even figure out how to knit 2 half socks
They're probably
from
gonna
the
be
same
her
ball.
favorite pair of socks in the whole wide world. They
So
will
anyway.
be. They're awesome. I can tell she was coming over because your screen is going.
I know. That's why I looked at her like, must you? Go back this way, please.
She's just
Thank
coming
you.
to say hi.
We're going school shopping when we get done here. We're going to get shoes and we're going to get clothes. And of course, what
She's
does every
excited.
9-year-old want to do? Go shopping. Do they don't want to wait for their mother to finish podcast? Hell no.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk. Okay, what else are you knitting on?
That's all I have that's knitting related, but then I have my jeans. So what
Okay,
else do
show
you
us
have
your
that's
jeans.
knitting?
I've got a couple things knitting related still.
We'll show those in case people aren't interested in my stitching.
Okay. Oh, here they are. Okay, so I put up a pattern this morning. You guys, I have been working on my Maze sock. Well, not working straight. I started my Maze socks after Christmas. The idea of it. And then I got them done and I was just like,
and I was a total fail. I'm sorry.
well, that's okay. Eric's in the middle of a move and he was going to knit them too. So no big deal. So this is before I even started dyeing yarn. Okay, earthquake on your side. Don't
I'm
even
sorry.
say earthquake on my side. That's okay. So this is before I started dyeing yarn. I said, you know what? I'm going to contact Tracy from Nora George Yarns and see if she can dye me up 3 colors. This is only the second one I've ever done 3 colors. This is really the first 3-color sock pattern. And she dyed and okay, so that took a little time, back and forth, and I got my colors and the purple wasn't dark enough and blah 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 blah, but this is just a sample of one of the 3-color combos that she knit that she dyed.
Oh, Aim, it's so pretty.
She called this salt on the rim, and they were all sort of
It looks like
drink related.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Look
at this tangerine color.
It's
and this
beautiful.
blue. Okay, I'm going to give this set away. I'm going to open a thread in the Ravelry group called Maze Amaze Socks Yarn Giveaway or something like that.
Okay.
And I'll put something on there. So I'm going to leave it open for a week, and the person that wins with random number generator not only wins this, but wins
the pattern.
The pattern as well.
Nice.
So, okay, so that's Nora George. Everybody knows Tracy.
Yes.
So she did a colorway that had more neutrals that was called Barista. That's the one that Eric has. And then mine, I don't know the colorway name.
I don't even know where mine are. I think mine are
mint purple and a light variegated. And Debbie's had
I think this is them.
Green,
pink. Here. Do you want me to, once you show the pattern, I'll be able to show mine because I did start it. I got all the way down to the heel flap.
Okay, so this is, let me just show you the right side.
And you've posted on Instagram already, so it's not a surprise, really.
No, it's not a surprise.
Okay, I'm going to show mine, even though I didn't finish them. Hang on.
So those are the Maze Amaze socks.
Here's mine.
Debbie, I love those colors. Reminds me of like a orchid or something with the green and the pink. Okay, so choosing your colors wisely, two colors that have high contrast. And you know what? With this combination, I would pick either those two together, or I mean, you can pick any combination with these. Look how beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And then there was the pink.
Yep. Love it. And when I did them initially, I even forget the colorways I used, but this was the prototype that I did. And this has sparkle in it. So, I mean, really, you can,
I think I'll get back around to this, but you know what I
you
think
don't
what
like, you
got
need to
me,
switch it over to your night edge circulars, is what you need to do.
I do. That's probably true.
Because you
And then
like
I
it.
also need. I think I'm just going to do the heel flap in two colors. I get.
That's fine
I get too. It got to be too much for me to manage all the
to
colors
remember.
and think about
Yeah.
where I was, and it was a little
Yep.
bit too. At least for where I was in my mind space at the time, I wasn't able to do that. But I love the pattern,
Okay, so I'm going to
and
put
it
up a
looks
thread.
really complicated, you guys. But it's
It's not. It's like
totally
literally a
not.
beginner pattern.
It's the simplest thing ever.
Yeah, so if you've knit like a vanilla sock, you could do these socks like way easy. And it was a totally complete surprise. I did 2 repeats, not even looking at what I was doing, and then I held it back and I went, "Holy cow, there's a maze there." And I did not design it that way. It was like a total surprise for me. Okay, so go over to the thread. I'm going to put those beauties in there. And one more thing that I have resurrected from 14 months ago. I even had test knitters. I had Yarnesty, Alpaca Anna test it, and I had Andre Sue Knits Andy test it, and I never wrote the pattern up. What is wrong with my dingbat brain?
I know why. Because
Why? I got distracted.
there was so much to the
So much.
pattern that
And
you
the
didn't
first
feel like it
section,
was ready.
well, and the first section needed work, and I just was, after working on it for 3, 4 months, I was
You had
just
to put it
brain
down.
dead. I needed to put it down. But do you guys remember this?
Knit your home cowl.
Knit your home cowl. So, I have started again, and this is I mean, this was some of Savvy Skein's minis,
Mm-hmm.
but since we all have so many minis, and 14 months ago I didn't really have minis or didn't know what to do with minis and wasn't really doing a lot of socks.
Yeah.
What a great project for minis and scraps, you guys. Okay.
Yes.
And really, I'm knitting it again because I need to break down every section with how many grams each one is.
Yeah.
So you can knit it the sections multiple times. You'll know how
Mm-hmm.
much yarn to start with, so you don't play yarn chicken. So the premise of it is you are the designer, the knitter is the designer, and you go through different levels of this cowl. You knit your home. You start with hills, and then you can choose which fence you want to do, and then you can choose which doors and windows, and then there's a roof. So there's, for people who get bored easily like moi with patterns, it's always changing up, and so it's one and nobody's is ever going to look just like somebody else's.
Right. And
So I
you
started,
don't have to knit the house that you live in. You can knit your dream house
no,
too.
that's right, you can knit your dream house. And okay, so just like working with minis, there's lots of ends, so ignore them if they fall out. And I added another section. I added a flower section after the hills. So here's the hill section that's got some garter and things, and then
Uh-huh.
there's my flower section. Remember that little lacy pattern, Debbie?
Yes.
So I
Oh,
added
that's
that, and
cool,
now
Aim.
I'm working on the picket fence, which is
Yes.
this part
Uh-huh.
here.
Color work.
So the color combinations, I like purples, greens, and pinks, so I'm just kind of pulling things out sort of with those combinations.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you can just choose colors all in the same family, all blues or teals, which was this one. This was really fun.
That's really pretty.
So that's what I'm working on. I do have a test knitter, somebody who reached out and said they wanted to test knit. I'm thinking, are you sure about this? Because this is a project. But hers is gonna look different. And the one I'm working on now, and I'll just sort of keep you posted over time.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna knit every section, not just
It's going to be
picket fence versus. It's gonna be really long, and I'm not gonna do like several repeats of one like
Yeah.
somebody else might do. I'm just going to do a little bit just so I can have close-up pictures on the pattern so people can say, "Oh, I like the picket fence better than the split rail fence." They can choose what it looks like, what they want it to look like. So I'm just going to, and I just need, to know how much a couple rounds is so I can put it in the pattern notes. And I also just want to have a sample of each one so we can have it for the picture. So that's basically what I'm working on, and shame on me for not. Andy was even saying, I wondered what happened to that pattern. Well, I wonder what happened to that pattern too. I was just kind of.
Well, it just needed to take a break, and now you're
It needed a
excited
break. I
about it,
needed a
and
break.
and
Yeah,
you are ready
that's
to.
going to be perfect for fall
Some,
coming up.
yeah, some patterns just
They're exhausting for your brain, aren't they?
yeah, because they take a lot of work and a lot of thought. And I finally finished writing up my marled fade skirt
That's what I
pattern.
thought you were going to talk about when you were talking about the potato chip. Do you have your
Yes,
skirt there with you?
I do, but I don't want to
Because it
show
wasn't
it.
finished.
I don't
It
want to
wasn't
show
finished
it. I'm
last
not
time.
going to show it until the pattern is on Ravelry. I'm talking to a couple yarn dyers
Okay.
to see if they want to put, not kits, but if they want to take pictures of some combinations together to show what is possible. And Mom just edited the pattern for me. She was she was my tech editor. Thank you, Mom. She had some good suggestions and she found one mistake. So I think next time we podcast, I'll be ready to show that and announce that it's on Ravelry.
Okay,
And that'll
good.
be a really fun knit for Rhinebeck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Cool.
yes, it's cute.
So you're going to show us something that we've never ever spoke about on the podcast in over a year. We've never talked about stitching.
Right.
Have
And
we?
I'm not
I don't think we have.
really a stitcher. This is
It's
something
not
that's
really. It's just not cross stitch either.
it's not cross stitch. It's kind of like, I don't know. I guess it's closest
Embroidery.
to embroidery. Yeah. So I don't know why, but because I've been trying to, lose a couple pounds, it makes you go back through your clothes in your closet and you find things that you haven't worn in a long time. And then you
Aren't you
remember,
glad you
oh
don't
my
throw
God.
away stuff
Yeah.
so much?
Yeah. And you say, oh, I remember I loved those jeans. They were so comfortable and I wore them all the time. But oh, look, they got a big slit in them. So.
But they fit you now.
Yeah, they fit me now. They're even a little bit baggy, but I'll still wear them.
Yeah.
And then, I went up to Joann's, and I was looking because I knew I
Where
needed.
was the slit? Was it back at the Daisy Duke area?
No, it's actually like right above my knee, across the whole front of the
Okay.
leg.
Okay.
And I think it happened when
You didn't want to cut them into shorts.
No.
Yeah.
So I got a wild hair to do some stitching to repair this thing, and I went on Pinterest actually and looked up. There's a traditional Japanese way of I can't remember the name, sakori or something like that, of stitching.
You use chopsticks to do stitching?
No.
You could use your fingers to hold the needle.
But that style is where you put the fabric behind and then you do like rows and then you do columns and it makes like a really strong, a sturdy patch. And I didn't want to do just that. I wanted it to be that, but with a twist of more color and different styles and shapes. So
Fair Isle Sakuri.
No. So I went and I bought all these colors.
You remind me of Amber. You just couldn't get 2 colors. You had to get all 15 colors.
And you should see the wall of them. And this is DMC floss, and it's
just
size,
like you would cross stitch with?
No, it's size number, I think it's size 5. So that's what the little tag looks like on the back, which means it's not like 6 ply where you would pull the plies apart. It's, I don't know,
5 ply?
2 ply, I think, but the plies are a lot thicker.
Okay.
So I posted a picture on Instagram of me holding this little bouquet of all these different colors. So if you want to see that, maybe I'll pop that picture in. And then this is where I'm at so far. I'm going to add a lot more flowers.
I love it.
I don't know if you can see.
So you didn't pull. Okay, so what did you do? You put jeans. What did you do?
So I cut out an old pair of jeans. I have a bunch of old pairs of jeans. Yes. And I'll turn it inside out and show you guys.
Yes, let's see the back.
So I
basically. You showed me, I said it still has a rip, but there's jeans behind it.
There's the patch of the jeans behind it. And I just used regular safety pins, and
Just
I
to hold
pinned
it
it
in
across
place.
the top and around, and a couple in the middle. And then I
You just
started
put,
with the
when
grass at the
you stitch
bottom.
through both
Both layers. Right. I started with the
Got it.
little like stripes of the grass at the
Oh my
bottom.
God, so cute.
And then I did these clouds at the top.
That's my favorite part.
And then I started with this flower. And I can't wait to
following a pattern. You're just doing making it up.
I just, like I said, I looked on Pinterest and got some inspiration because I looked up applique flowers, I think, or something like that, or stitching.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to use all these fun colors.
Oh my gosh. So great idea.
Yeah. So
this
is about 3 nights worth of work. Like I did this one night and I did the clouds the next night. I did the flower the next night. So I think I'm going to put like 4 or 5 more. I'm just going to fill this whole area up with different sizes, little ones and big ones.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to wear them and it'll be fun.
An odd number, not an even number.
Yes, I know, Miss Artiste, odd numbers for everything.
I love it. So when we go to Rhinebeck, bring the jeans so we can both wear them. Hopefully I will lose down more so I could fit into them.
I'm sure you will. You're on a faster pace than I have been, but that's okay.
See what happens when you don't eat Jenny Craig food? You lose weight faster. I'm only kidding.
Well, I haven't.
You know what? Honestly, I'm probably not even eating the 1,200 calories a day.
Well, that's not sustainable. So
I'm still alive. I'm still talking as much as I was before, and yes, I'm pooping and peeing. So
okay.
Anyway, let's keep moving. So, I've got something else to show. But you know what I found out?
What?
My 16-year-old son went on and watched one of the podcasts. Totally amazed me. I don't know
one?
Why.
Do you know which
Levi.
one? I know which son.
Which one I know. Which one he watched? I don't know. Maybe the one when we were out there.
I think it was the one right before because I was talking about James Jr. going off to college and he thought I was really cool with what I said about James Jr., remember?
So, Levi, if you're watching your crazy mother on this podcast, I want you can listen, but you have to look away because I'm going to show your Christmas socks that I'm knitting.
Do you really think he's going to look away?
No, but then he just won't be surprised.
Does he like to be surprised?
Yes, he likes to be surprised, and I've even tried it on him. He turned his head away.
Oh, maybe he will look away.
His brother yelled at him and said, "Levi, you're really looking." He says, "No, I'm not looking," and he really wasn't looking. And then later on, I said, "Honey, I don't know about these socks. These socks are going to be another mismatched pair. I tell you, I have such bad luck. Wait until you see these now." And it's the same size. I use same size needle. I'm sure of it.
Is it yarn that you dyed?
No, this is Into the World yarn. The ugly yarn, remember?
Amy.
I know.
It's just not ugly.
Captain Tight Pants. It was ugly to me. And then I started knitting. I said, you know what? Levi will probably like this. Got another Rhinebeck skein.
Yes.
So he said a couple days later, he says, "Mama, don't worry about it. In mismatched socks, that's fine." He says, "And actually, if you want to make me 4 or 5 more pairs, they're really comfortable." How about that? Okay, so this is Captain Tight Pants. And I love all these colors in it.
Yes.
So I started knitting.
So look away, Levi, if you haven't already.
Look away, Levi. Look away, Levi. And I'm doing an afterthought heel. But, okay, so I started with Baronvula Truffle. So, and I started knitting the socks. And I'm like, I don't know that he's going to like these. Because I wasn't too keen. I said, what was I thinking when I saw the sample knit? What was I thinking? Why would I choose that? Anyway, so then I put in Frostbite, which was the full skein in Sue's Advent. Mm-hmm. So I put in Frostbite.
That looks cool.
Which pulls out these little blips of blue.
Yes.
Okay, so then I tried it on like right up to here, sort of like 2 inches from the heel, right?
Yeah.
I thought, I better decrease a little bit because it was not real snug.
And you didn't realize that was going to change the color of the...
Not 4 stitches.
Yes. One stitch will change it.
Okay. This is probably what I saw and loved. Okay, so now the foot,
That's
and
not
he
what
says,
you
I
saw
wear,
and loved. I don't think so, because that's not the way.
what
Let me
was
get.
that?
This is
Your
my
blue
Into the
ones are
World.
so, I know, but it's a different colorway, and I love that. So
But
what was it? It was this, maybe this.
yeah,
I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought I was going to make socks for Ronnie or something. So anyway, I decreased 4 stitches, and now we have a foot that looks like that. And he's going to wear slides. He's going to wear slides, the socks,
I
and
think they look cool that
shorts.
way. I think they look cool that way.
Okay, so while I'm waiting to try this on again to see how much further I need to do before I can put the toe in, I decided to pull from the inside of the ball, started the second sock,
You didn't learn from
leave.
what happened with Lee's socks?
I just figured that was because I used the wrong needle size. Don't tell Lee. Okay, so I started the second sock, no problem. I'm like, what? How is that possible?
Are you
How is
sure
that
it's the same
possible?
Are you?
Okay, gifts from Amy are all mismatched. So if you want a mismatched set, go ahead and ask. Don't expect a symmetrical. And I hate symmetrical things. Not hate. I would prefer things to be asymmetrical, but not everybody feels that way. And these 2 pairs of socks that I'm knitting for other people happen to be perfectly asymmetrical for me.
Oh
But
my
I don't know if
gosh,
they're going
Amy,
to
I
like
don't know
me.
how that happened. How
How is that possible?
I can't
Inside and outside of the ball.
yeah, I can't understand
I
because
can't figure it out.
the sequence of the yarn, well, that's
It
what
should
it
be
is.
this.
It's just opposite.
So instead
Well,
of
whether
stripes
you
down
knit
that way,
that
it should
way
come
or
straight.
that way, yeah, I don't get that. That's weird. Are you
Okay,
sure
so if
you
any,
use the
I
same?
yes, I think. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I learned because I was doing that, and I said,
You need to
get the
measure.
gauge thingy.
You did? You better get it again and check those 2 needles. I bet you they're different.
No, I mean one's metal and one's bamboo. Could that be the difference? They're supposed to be the same size.
But the way
Is
you
that the
knit with
difference?
metal versus this is a great lesson, you guys. This is a great experiment
And the one
in
with
what
the
happens
the one with the stripes
the metal.
is the bamboo. But look, it's that much wider.
I well,
Same number of stitches.
but when you measure a needle, sometimes it's a little bit smaller than the hole that you're putting it in, and sometimes you put it in and it's just barely fits through there. I think metal and wood, they're not exactly the same size.
Okay. You're cracking up way too much on this podcast. That's with my expense. Hang on just a minute. Oh my god. I'm totally going to kill myself. No, I'm not. That wasn't very fun to say. Okay. Size 2, size 1.5.
You took the needle from Luli's socks and you put it in the wrong bag.
And I have 9-inch size 3s and 4s somewhere too. So I better not grab those. You guys.
Amy, you, you better
So now
ask.
do I need to reknit this. I need to pull all the way out. I'm going to have to.
I think it's okay that they change from the top to the foot. I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. But I think he would probably prefer the 2 legs to match and the 2 feet to match.
Considering he's going to be wearing these with shorts and everyone's going to see, they're going to say, what dorky, blind bat woman knit those socks for you?
I'm
And
sorry.
he'll say that would be my mother. The one who I don't let knit at football games or practices.
Right. He just wants the product. He doesn't want to see the process happening.
He doesn't want everybody else to see the process happening because that's completely embarrassing. Okay, so this one will be ripped out. Okay, Levi, you can look again after all of that.
If he's watching.
Okay, so use this. Okay, note to self: using the same needles, the same pair of socks is preferred.
I don't even know how
Vey
you
vey.
got them separated from each other. Don't you usually keep your needles together?
I keep them all together. All the ones, the 1.5s, the 2s, they're all playing in the same bag because they like it that way.
And
They
you
get
just kind of
lonely
go,
without each other.
I just
No, I
could use
picked
this
it
one.
out, but I probably looked at it. I mean, there's no way I could have seen it without my granny glasses. And I'm sure I looked at it, or maybe what I didn't do, I didn't look at the needle and I just stuck it through my little thing, which goes 0, 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's a 1.5 on there, and I just assumed it was a 2 because it didn't fit in the 1.
Yes, that's probably what happened. Your needle gauge doesn't have a 1.5?
Probably a cheap, junky one. I've got other ones. I really need to check and just throw that other one out. I've had too many issues with it. Sticking things in holes.
Not your deal.
Apparently not my expertise. Okay. You want to talk about stuff that we've got? You have some stuff? Skeins in the closet?
The only stuff I got was the Lolo stuff for my
Oh.
new project.
Okay,
I've been
so I've
trying
got
to
a
not
couple.
buy yarn, remember?
I know.
Oh, but you know
Okay,
what I
so
do
I've
want to
been.
show? I want to show Aunt Jan's bags. Can I show her bags real quick?
Okay, let's do that, and then we'll do skeins in the closet.
And I
Oh
just
my
took
God, I can't
photos
believe
of
I
all
said.
these bags, and I'm sorry, Aunt Jan, it's been so long, but with Amy being here and the boys, and then vacation, and then re-entry, I'm finally
Put into
hopefully
the
back
world.
on track. Yes. So I think there's some listings that I need to renew in the shop. And then these are new bags. They're all drawstring bags. They're all about the same size, which is about
Rinse that out.
12 inches by 12 inches, 12 and a half by 12 and a half,
Stick it
plus
in
or
the sink.
minus. And these are combinations of hand-dyed yarn, batik yarns,
Yarn, you mean fabric?
fabric. Thank you. Hand-dyed fabric, batik fabric, and just regular beautiful cotton fabric. So I'm going to go through these. Most of them, the front and the back is the same. So I'm just going to show one side. Bamboo, Japanese prints, bamboo, and this is like a gorgeous fish, koi kind of fabric.
Oh, that's a pretty one. Drawstring.
One. This is a beautiful green batik with a beautiful green and kind of rust color inside, mint.
Now, is there interfacing in those, Debbie, or no?
I don't think so. These fabrics are pretty heavy. I don't think there's interfacing on these. Some of them she used to do.
They're so pretty. Yes.
And they're boxed on the bottom. They do have a boxed bottom, so they expand.
It's a pretty big bag.
Yes, it's perfect. It's perfect for a shawl. You could get 2 skeins at least in here, I think.
Yes. Look at the ribbon. So pretty.
Yeah, with cross grain ribbon. And then this one is hand dyed on the outside and cotton on the inside. It's got a really pretty geometric kind of
looks like
shape.
Almost like a
It looks. This
pattern.
Reminds me of like icicles, crystals.
Pretty.
That's really pretty.
I wonder who dyed that. Mom, maybe?
I don't know. I think she told me that Mom didn't dye any of the fabric. I think she told me that it was all Mom's friend Sandy.
Oh, okay.
This is batik on the inside and on the outside. It's got beautiful little like leaf.
Yeah.
Little leaf patterns and then pink kind of stripes.
She doesn't use crappy fabric for the inside, does she?
No. All of these fabrics are gorgeous.
Yeah.
So this is batik on the inside and
no, batik on the outside.
I mean batik on the outside, cotton on the inside. She said, I think she might have put this one on the wrong bag, but she says this is a pieced front, but this one's not the pieced front. This one is the one that's pieced on the front.
Oh, look how pretty.
And it's really interesting.
And Aunt Janice is also a quilt maker. She has in the past.
Yes. Oh, she said this was fussy fused and sewn pattern. Really pretty. And it's funny because this fabric, doesn't it look like it's quilted?
Yes, it looks fluffy, but it's
not. It's the way the fabric is printed.
Yeah.
It's just regular fabric. And then this is just really pretty
Oh,
teal
another
and
cool one.
blue
Love it.
with a really pretty light blue.
Aunt Jen, so pretty.
I know. Look at these bright ones. She's been busy.
Stellar, spacey.
Yeah. And this fabric actually like changes color on the inside.
Wow.
It's multiple colors. And then
Well,
this is one of my favorites. This is just beautiful batik. And then like a really pretty speckly inside.
pretty. Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags, I think, going in. And by the time the podcast goes up, I should have them in the shop, I think.
Listen, okay. Well, I'm going to show a couple skeins, and I have slowed down a lot. Since I've been dyeing, I've slowed down a lot in buying yarn. I mean, it's not like I don't have any yarn to knit from, but I was on Scribbles and Knits, Jason's website, because he dyed up this. I'm always telling him, you need to dye some more frou-frou colorways. He says, what does frou-frou mean? I said, well, like girly stuff, bright pink and yellows and,
Yeah.
you know, because male dyers dyed differently than female dyers. I don't know. They just dyed like beautiful colors, but more high contrast, darker. I said, you need some more frou-frou stuff. Well, he dyed a frou-frou, something frou-frou. And I'm like, I am so getting that frou-frou. Well,
Did
I
he
had
call it
messaged him.
frou-frou for Amy?
No, he didn't call it frou-frou for me. He called it sprinklers because every of his colorways has a little story behind it.
Yes.
So I went over to his website. There was only one available. I'm like, how lucky day am I? And I hit PayPal, and for some reason it wouldn't let me pay with PayPal. It was a glitch on my end. So I messaged him. I said, can I pay with PayPal? It says I can, but it wouldn't let it go. He says, well, what are you trying to get? I said, I want sprinklers. That one, don't sell it. Now that I told you I want it, now that we're talking, someone's going to go get it. He says, no, they won't. He says, I was just on your husband's Etsy shop, the Mr. Indigo's bags, looking at a bag when you messaged me.
Oh, how funny.
I said, well, you want to swap? You want to swap the yarn for a bag? And he said, sure. So he got a mustache bag, and I got sprinklers. Look at this.
I remember seeing it on. Oh, wow. That's gorgeous.
Isn't it beautiful, frou-frou?
Oh, my goodness. That's beautiful. I remember seeing his post of that.
I cannot wait to knit this up. It's got this bright lime green and these gorgeous speckles of all different colors.
That's beautiful.
Love it, Jason.
What are you going to knit?
I think I may knit socks. Maybe I'll knit 2 very different socks. Darn it. No, I won't do that. Okay. Don't start laughing again. It's not funny. Okay, so then, you know, I don't buy bare yarn that's anything other than sock. I just haven't. So I messaged Christy at Yarn Cafe Creations because she was showing she was going to put up the hat that she knit for her boyfriend Vaughn, which is a very simple hat. She said she was going to put up on Ravelry here soon, maybe as a free pattern. And when we went to see her last March after we saw you, Ronnie, it was March in Utah, so of course Vaughn had his hat on.
Right.
And Ronnie's like, you know, Ronnie doesn't, I haven't knit anything for him. Not even, I need to knit some shorty socks because he wears shorty socks around the house. But he says, you know, I might wear a hat. If it's like Vaughn's hat, I might wear a hat. So I thought, well, I'm starting to do some Christmas knitting. Maybe I'll do. So I said to Christy, I said, I want you, can you dye me up some worsted weight? I said something blacks, blues, grays, something very manly. No little extra fluffs because I don't want Ronnie to say, that's got some purple. I don't really want to wear it with the purple. Okay. So she dyed up this beautiful, she just called it black and blue.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Isn't that pretty? And it's not just black and there's kind of different gray, a little pops of like little charcoal specks now and then. Mm-hmm. She hit it out of the park. This is going to make a beautiful hat for Ronnie.
Very pretty.
And
go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
I have to send a shout out to someone that I think is listening. He may not be watching, but I think he's listening. Wyatt. Hey, Wyatt. How are you? That's Dag's husband. He was so funny. When I talked to Dag, she was like, I was texting her and she said, Wyatt says you need to podcast. I said, what? I said, you tell him you need to podcast.
Hi, Wyatt.
Wyatt missed
But he doesn't watch. He just listens.
He hears her watching in the background. So he's doing stuff and she's watching.
Okay.
And he said, "Yeah,
Hi, Dag.
I just, you guys are just so funny, and I love listening to you, and you're always so upbeat." And he's like, "You need a podcast again. I need to hear you guys." So, hi Wyatt, and hi
Hi,
Dag.
Wyatt. Okay, so keeping on. So I always feel bad for one skeins traveling by themselves.
Of course, you
Everybody
can't
needs a
have.
companion to
Yes, you can't
travel
have
with.
one skein alone.
So if there's a male black and blue, there needs to be a female to go with it. So
Are,
I had to buy tea and crumpets
oh my gosh, that's so
worsted.
pretty. She
Isn't
reskeined
that?
that one, I can tell.
Yes. And this is exactly how it looks when it's knit up. Little pops of these greens and these pinks
So what are you
on
going to make
this
with that?
creamy. I think I'm going to make a cowl.
That's really pretty.
Let's find a cowl that Amy can modify
Just do your
dramatically.
own pattern, Amy.
I
You
can do
and your
that. Okay.
modifications, I'm telling you.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So those are my two beautiful skeins from Christy. I wanted to show and thank you so much. The Christmas in July
Swap.
kits were just, and the swaps are going up, and
Yep.
everybody who wants to post pictures of their swaps, they can go over to Periscoping Sisters to the Christmas in July swap thread and just put all the pictures and everything in one thread.
Okay.
Steel City Stitcher, Roberta made little pouches, and Nitty by Nature Melissa made stitch markers along
Yes.
with my mini packs, and we had 18 groupings of them, and we sold out in 9 days, so that was really, really great. So
Yeah.
but some other things that Roberta sent to me for giveaways that I didn't want to bring to California because my suitcase was already way overpacked was this really cute giveaway. This is her long notions pouch.
Oh, that's cute. Coffee, tea, and espresso.
Yep, and her little smelly bag.
Yes.
And little stitch marker. So maybe for our remember along, I've got some things now that I'd like to also give away. So
yeah.
And this is the little was this one that she gave? I think this is the one she gave me. Look at the little ball bag.
Yes.
So your yarn
got
doesn't get so
mm-hmm.
wonky when you knit with it. So I wanted to show that because I didn't bring that with me. Okay. I also wanted to talk about, I have a couple more. This is the first time I put pre-orders at my shop, and I was really scared. And even Lee said, "What if you break your arm?" Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, don't even say that. Why would you say that? And she's just like, "But you won't. It's okay." Because she said, "I never did pre-orders because I'm afraid what if you break your arm?" Oh my God, what if I break my arm?
What is she
and Debbie's
climbing
gonna have
mountains or
I don't know what
tightroping
she's
or
doing that
something
she's
that
gonna break her arm. I don't know.
Lee.
So I was thinking, you guys, the solar eclipse only happens every 99 years. Why haven't other people been jumping
When
on
is
this
it?
major event? It's August 21st.
Okay.
And the people most likely to see it at its best, it's going to come across starting up in Washington, Seattle, Oregon, and come diagonally across the states. People in Charleston are going to have the best full complete
wow.
solar eclipse view. So us here in North Georgia, it's going to be at 2:35 in the afternoon, right 10 minutes before the kids get on the bus and get out of school.
Oh, how funny.
So I don't know if they're going to keep them later so they can talk about it and view it and see it and stuff. But I want to be with my kids and say, remember the last solar eclipse we were together? I don't know what they're going to do.
Well,
Maybe
if
I'll
it's
pick her up
2:30 there, it's going to be 3 hours early. It's going to be 11 in the morning here.
11:30 your time.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I found a really cool picture of a solar eclipse, and I'm using it as my inspiration photo to dye. Oh, don't even tell me. To dye colorways.
What's
I
the
just
problem?
deleted a whole. I'm trying to pull up my pictures, and if your thing has too many pictures on it, then it's going to say you have to start deleting pictures, and it makes me crazy.
Do you need me to find it for you?
No.
Mine's taking a long time too. Here. Right here.
Okay, so there it is. So I'm going to be dyeing. There's 10 slots, and I think there may be one more slot on regular sock, and there's still a handful on sparkle base.
I can't wait to see this.
So I am going to be dyeing them like this afternoon. So if anybody wants to get in on, it's never going to be dyed again. I'm not going to do it again after these are done. So go in, get a pre-order, get your name in the slot. So I've got that ready to go. I do have a couple colorways that I dyed since we podcasted last. I just wanted to show real quick if that's okay, Debbie. I've got Daddy's Peacock Boa,
It's cute.
which has got some teals and blues and some
Speckle.
lavenders and some greens and some black specks in it. There's about 4 of those in the shop if anybody wants them. And then
Why does
this is
that
called
name sound so familiar? Did you use something else about a boa before?
because yes, when I was doing Kool-Aid dyed like 2 years ago,
Oh, okay.
there was a turquoise and black one. This is called Butterflies. I'm going to take this ball band off.
Ooh, that's pretty, Aim. I like that one.
It's got turquoise.
Is this going to microstripe, you
green.
think?
It might. I'm not sure how long. You have to have about 15 inches. Like if you're going to do a regular size pair of socks for a female, you need about 15 to 16 inches of the skein to be that one color that you want microstriped. Okay. And this is actually, I've got a couple of the butterflies, two of the butterflies, and I have this there's one on regular sock, one on sparkle, and I grabbed the sparkle. This is called Pansies on Panties.
That's pretty. It's very soft.
It's just soft pinks and purple specks.
Yeah. Getting good at those speckles, Aim.
I know those speckles, and no more blue boogers because I wear my mask.
That's good.
And I just wanted to show real quick, this is the last thing I wanted to show. We have more bags in Mr. Indigo's Bags shop. We brought back 2 oldies and put 2 new ones.
Okay.
So there's a handful, just a handful, a few, and we're probably not going to do them again. But this is the doggy bag.
Yes.
It's called Bow Wow. I think this is my favorite bag.
That's so cute.
And the magnetic closures. There's a handful of those. And as soon as we sold out of the camper bags, people started messaging, do you have more camper bags? I think they saw it on the Grocery Girls, and they went over there, and of course they were sold out. So we brought back the camper bags, and we made the bottom canvas so we could stretch the fabric a little bit more so we could have more of them. So those are back in the shop.
Those are cute.
Retro camper bags. And the new ones, and thank you, Melissa, Nitty by Nature. She helped me name this one. It's called Rainy Rhinebeck.
Oh, I love that one.
I got this in California. We went to that where I got the Patents Croix.
Yeah.
What's the shop? What was the name of it, Debbie? The name of that shop we went to? Beverly's. Yep. This is called Rainy Rhinebeck.
I didn't remember that was what you bought here.
Yeah. And then this one, as soon as I saw the bolt of fabric, I already had the name for it, and I've already messaged Danny. It's called Danny's Dresses.
Did you get this one there too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cute.
I said, Danny, it reminds me. She says, boy, I'd love to have dresses like that. I said, it reminds me of maybe if you had dresses when you were a little girl that your mother made hanging on the line.
Yes, that's so cute.
So that's Danny's dresses. So those
you got to hold it still though, because you were moving it around too much.
Bossy.
Well, you couldn't see it. There you go. Thank you.
Is that better? Okay, I think
so. Speaking of Rhinebeck,
speaking of Rhinebeck, let's talk about travels.
I have to give a shout out because I'm so excited for our friends that are doing their Needles Up event. I just watched the podcast that Andy put up with her and Chelsea with Suker Miniatures. Yeah. And I know that the 2 of them put so much work into this event, and they're so excited about it. It's going to be so much fun. So congratulations.
It's going to be in Rhinebeck, right?
It's going to be
in Rhinebeck.
Friday,
it's a historic building in Rhinebeck.
Friday afternoon in the little town of Rhinebeck. They have a very few couple makers that are going to be there. They have the authors
to buy stuff. I mean, it's a vendor's market.
But it's a very small, and they want it to be more of a social gathering, more so than 50 million vendors where you have to rush around. So Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel Speaks, is going to be there with some bags. Obviously, Andre Sue Knits. She's doing a specific blank, which is so awesome.
Sock blank.
Sock blank that is the same as the swag logo that they created, which is so cute. And then Legacy Fiber Arts will be there, of course. Sue and Chelsea. Chelsea from Sucre Miniatures, her product will be there, and she will be attending via FaceTime, I think. She's going to pop in because she physically can't be there. And Amber, the yarn hoarder, is going to help to man her table. She offered to come in and help.
That's good.
And then the authors
it's almost like sort of a mini podcast.
I know.
Gathering.
Yeah.
Podcasters meet up.
Right. And
the author
Megan and Corey from Minnesota 52, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Of their new book. They're going to be there signing the books.
Signing patterns.
Yeah. So I'm excited for them. Congratulations, you guys. Looks like a lot of fun. And of course, you know, Connie, I saw some of her posts. She's real excited to go too, and we're excited to see Connie. I was just watching her new podcast. Have you seen her new podcast?
I haven't yet. I saw it come up, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through. So good to see you, Connie. It's nice to meet your new friend on your podcast, and just want to. Yes, she's got a designer friend that has joined her for the podcast.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Yeah, you got to go see. So anyway, we just wanted to say shout out to them.
Do you think we could? Is it possible to record a 3-person FaceTime? Now that Mom's got an iPad, do you think we could FaceTime 3 people?
No, not FaceTime. I think you can do that on like Google Hangouts. You can do 3 because if you watch Andre Sue Knits, the way they did it was she had Sue on the iPad next to her, and then they FaceTime together, kind of like the way we used to do our periscopes.
Skype. But that's not how it is now. It's a split screen now.
No, ours is split screen. But
so is theirs.
Who?
Andy and Sue.
Yes, but I'm talking about when they were talking to Chelsea of Sucre Miniatures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they recorded a Google Hangouts conversation.
No, Andy had Sue on her iPad.
Oh, I see.
And they did a FaceTime call. So
okay.
But what we can do is you could record. Well, no, you would need to download the call record software if you wanted to record a little snippet with Mom, or I could record a FaceTime snippet with Mom and we could just pop it in the podcast if she wants to do that. Mom, if you want to do that, let me know. We can do that. You can show.
No, but she really does.
Well, we can do an episode snippet every now and then of Nana's needles or something, and she can show what she's been working on.
What Pop's knitting on? He's like on his 4th, 5th, or 6th hat. I don't know what it is. I think he's going to knit every one of Christy's colorways because he's already has Ocean Mist. He already has Peppermint Crunch, and now he has Earl Grey that I gave him for his birthday.
Yeah, it's good.
Christy's doing good with those colorways for men.
Yeah.
Okay, is that?
I think that might be everything.
I want to know how long this has been. We're going to be in trouble with the knitting net.
Do you want to know how long it's been?
Go ahead, do what you always do. Go like that.
1:32.
Okay, that's not too bad. We got to get out of here, though.
Yeah. Tell Sky, pick out some nice things. Nothing too crazy for
she
school.
will. Yeah, no Daisy Dukes, no half shirts.
Yes.
You can tell she's going 9 to 39. She'll be 10 in October, believe it or not. She's 5'2.5", and now she wears a shoe size bigger than mine. She says my Skechers are too small for her.
Wow.
What?
She's going to be a tall girl.
Yeah.
She already is a tall girl, but.
Yeah.
Okay, so next time we record will be probably in a couple weeks, and get your projects into the Remember Along, and
sign up if you want to win
the Nora George yarn
and the Maze and May socks pattern. I'm going to put that up as soon as we get done here, and I'm going to pull it next weekend, so I'll let you know who I pick. I will message you.
Okay.
So high five.
High five.
And if you cannot be kind,
then be quiet. And happy knitting.
Happy knitting.
Bye.
Bye.